Tonight, we are dining at Topolino's. Located at Disney's Riviera Resort, this restaurant features French and Italian cuisine with some incredible views. But is it worth that very expensive price tag? Let's go find out. Topolino's Terrace is a restaurant that always comes up in the best restaurant at Disney World debate. And tonight, I'll be ordering some things I haven't tried before that I hear are a must. And lucky for us, we have a fantastic table right next to the windows, so we'll be able to see that amazing view of Walt Disney World. The blinds are down right now, but I think they're gonna go up as the night goes on and the sun goes down a bit. And one thing I definitely want to make sure to remind you guys is that when you dine here for dinner, there are no characters. I know a lot of people might get that mixed up because for breakfast here at Topolino's, they have a character meal. Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Daisy are all here, and they are serving up some incredible food. It's probably my favorite character meal on property and also one of my favorite breakfasts on property. I love coming to Topolino's for breakfast. And that's usually the meal that I come to Topolino's for. I very rarely dine here for dinner, but I know this restaurant gets such rave reviews, and every time I've dined here for dinner, it's been great as well. So I'm looking forward to this meal. And before we talk food, let's go over the drinks. I'll show you guys the menu. There are definitely plenty of cocktails to choose from. I see they have the Tramonto here. They have a similar drink downstairs at Bar Riva that I absolutely love. It's one of my favorite drinks on property, honestly. And I asked my server if it was the same as the one at Bar Riva, and she let me know that it's actually different. So I might have to try that tonight since I love the one downstairs. But you can see they've got a good list of drinks here. They've got an Irish whiskey flight, a zero proof cocktail, and then some other non-alcoholic beverages as well. This one here with peach sounds delicious, actually. So let's start off with one of these non-alcoholic drinks. This is the Pêche Repose, but this has peach, mint, lemon, and soda water for $6.79. Well, it definitely turns out I said this completely wrong. My server said it's called the Pêche Repose. So not peach, I don't even remember what I said, but whatever I said was definitely wrong. But this drink is like right up my alley with a little bubble, some peach. I love anything with like a peach flavor in there. So this sounds great. Stir it a little bit. Try it out. That's so good. You get the little hints of mint in there, so it kind of gives mojito vibes or no-hito vibes, actually, since there's no alcohol in this. But I love those little hints of mint with the peach and the citrus in here. This is so good. I also love that it's not too overly sweet. Sometimes when you get these non-alcoholic cocktails that are just a lot of juice, they're just like overly sweet and just artificial tasting. This tastes fresh, refreshing, and not too sweet. My server did let me know though that if you do prefer a sweeter drink, you are able to order this with Sprite instead of the soda water. But I personally went with the soda water because you guys know I don't like things too overly sweet, and it's perfect. I just confirmed you are able to add some alcohol to this drink if you'd like. If you want to try this drink, but you were leaning more towards getting an alcoholic cocktail, you can add something to this. I feel like it would go very well with some gin. I feel like those flavors would pair together nicely. And now I'm mad I didn't think of doing that before ordering this. Maybe I'll have to order another one. I don't know, but this is so good. I would definitely order this again. But now we're moving on to our bread. And I gotta say, I think the bread here is one of the more underrated complimentary bread services at Disney World. It definitely doesn't get enough hype for how good it is. This bread is called Epi bread, and my server explained that it's shaped like this so you can kind of peel off little parts as you go and dip it in the olive oil. They're pouring the olive oil right at the table, and I was told that this is a pretty fancy olive oil. It's made with a blend of 5 different olives, and it's supposed to be a little bit fruity, which sounds really good to me. We'll give it a dunk in that olive oil, and I feel like you could just tell how good of quality this olive oil is just by looking at it. Look at how like rich it looks. It's a little thick as well. It looks so good. Yeah, I could definitely do some damage on that bread. It's nice and crusty, and I love the shape of it. It's so fun how you could kind of just like pull it apart and dip it in the olive oil. And speaking of olive oil, this is some bangin' olive oil. It's really crazy because I can 100% taste those fruity notes in it, which is like strange. You would think like it wouldn't go with olive oil, but it does. Like that little fruity hint with the olive oil is so perfect, as is this bread here. And this bread is like the perfect accompaniment for the ricotta. If you get the ricotta as your starter, it's perfect to dip in the ricotta and eat together. It's also perfect to dip in the escargot if you order the escargot as your starter. This bread is like the perfect vessel for anything that they serve here. And also, moment of appreciation for the details on this little olive oil bowl. Look, it says RR for Riviera Resort. I love that little detail. Well, now that we've got our little drink here, I figured we'd take a look over the menu, and there are definitely some highlights as well as some things that I've heard so much about that I have been wanting to try. So we've got the starters here. They have an heirloom beet salad. They have a Frito misto with some vegetables there, a gnocchi, which is made with their house-made pasta. So that is definitely very tempting. These marsala glazed Brussels sprouts sound so good, and they're new to the menu as well. They have an uni tomato bisque, a ricotta, which is just a fan favorite. The ricotta here is so great. They have some escargot, which I've had before, and I actually really like that. And they also have a romaine salad. Moving down to the entrees. There's a striped bass, some red wine braised beef cheeks, a filet, a boulabassi. Am I saying that right? I am not sure, but it's like a seafood stew. My server recommended it. It sounds really good. They, of course, have that chicken rigatoni, which is definitely my go-to here. They have some duck, they have a sole dish, and they also have a vegan house-made butternut squash angelotti, as well as some enhancements down here. As we were going over the menu, I started pointing out some things that I definitely recommend. The ricotta, the escargot, of course, the chicken rigatoni, some of my favorite dishes on this menu. But like I said, I think we might try some new things today and order some different stuff. I've received my appetizer, and in an effort to try some things I haven't had before on the menu, I ordered the gnocchi. This has braised lamb shoulder, exotic mushrooms, lamb jus, kale, and carrots for $18. This is one of those things on the menu that I've always heard so many great things about. I just haven't ordered because I have my favorites that I usually just stick to in the ricotta. So if I'm giving up the ricotta for this, it better be good. And it looks really good. So let's try it out. We got some mushroom, got some of that lamb in there, and these gnocchi. These gnocchi look so good. Holy cow. When I tell you these gnocchi melt in your mouth, I'm not kidding you. They are the softest, pillowiest gnocchi I've ever consumed in my life. They are like, they truly just melt in your mouth. I didn't even know that was possible with gnocchi. Now the gnocchi, amazing. The sauce, I'm a little bit iffy about. It is so rich, almost borderline too rich, to where it's become a little bit bitter. I'm assuming they've braised the lamb in some type of like red wine, and that red wine flavor is coming through strong. The sauce and lamb itself reminds me a little bit of a braised beef stew or some type of a red wine braised short rib. That's the kind of flavor that it's giving. And I gotta say, there is a ton of it. Like you could just kind of see how tender it is. It's just kind of falling apart on my fork there. I'd even say this portion is large enough that you could probably make this your meal, since there is just so much meat in here. Order this, maybe one of the enhancements, maybe a second appetizer, and I definitely think you've got plenty of food to fill you up. I just had to order this time around because I had to have my fix of Topolino's pasta. Since I am not ordering the chicken rigatoni this time, it's going to be very difficult not to order it, but this is like my pasta fix for the evening. And who remembers when they used to have so many more different types of pasta on the menu here at Topolino's? They used to have like a whole section for it on the menu with a bunch of different options. Now we're limited to just a few, but the ones that they kept in the chicken rigatoni, which I keep mentioning, is worth keeping. It's so good. Before we get our next appetizer, they just raised the blinds. And would you guys look at this view? This is the view from the table. I mean, it literally looks like I'm standing outside. That's how clear this view is and how amazing this view is. Let me zoom in a little bit. Right in the back there, in front of the sunset, is the Tower of Terror. How amazing is that view? It looks so cool with the sunset behind it. Right over there is Expedition Everest. You could kind of just see the mountains peeking over a little bit. We, of course, got the great Skyliner view. The Swan and Dolphin is over here. And then you can see a little bit of the Land Pavilion, just peeking over the rest of the resort over there, and the building for Soarin' and Imagination. You can see a little bit of Epcot as well. Oh, and the Italy Pavilion is like right there. But look at this view. Isn't it amazing? So there was another appetizer on the menu that really caught my eye that I just had to try. The Heirloom Beet Salad. This has goat cheese panna cotta, clementine, and pistachio brittle for $19. I really love the combination of beets with goat cheese, and when I saw they were doing something different with this goat cheese, and it was called goat cheese panna cotta, I was like, I have to see what this is all about. And this is probably like the prettiest salad I've ever been served. Like, it's a legitimate work of art. Like, I don't even want to eat this. And would you guys look at this pistachio brittle? Like, the fact that they're going through this much effort to just make a simple topping for a salad is kind of crazy. The combination of all of these flavors just sounds too good. I want to get a bite with everything. I don't think I've ever been served like a beet salad with whole beets on it before. So this is definitely a first, but I am most looking forward to trying this goat cheese. So we definitely got to get a bit on there. Some lettuce. And I'm missing the pistachio brittle. I have to find a way to get that on here as well. All right, we'll break off a little piece of the brittle to put on top here. This is really everything that you want in a beet salad. It's classic, but done very well. The cubes of goat cheese on here are so good. It's so creamy, even more creamy than your typical goat cheese. And that flavor with the beets is truly perfect. The pistachio brittle almost works as like a crunchy crouton, and I need a crunch with all my salads. I can actually use like more. I wish I also sprinkled some extra pistachios on top to give it a little nutty, salty, extra crunch, because there's really just not a lot of like pistachios in this brittle. It's kind of funny because we're going from a very heavy, rich appetizer to a very light appetizer in this beet salad. This salad is tasty, and I like the hints of citrus in there as well. However, at $19, I don't think this is a good value, because it's just a couple beets on a plate with some lettuce and some goat cheese. And I think it was more expensive than our lamb gnocchi. Is that correct? Let me take a look. Oh my gosh, it is. How is a beet salad more expensive than that gnocchi? Especially since I'm saying like the gnocchi was such a huge portion and that you can make it a meal. But this here is more expensive. So for that reason, I probably would not order this again. It's definitely beautiful and it's tasty. The presentation is on point for sure. But it's not the best beet salad I've had, and at $19, it's a little bit hard to justify what's on this plate. But it is tasty. While the sun sets, let's talk entrees. By this point in the video, you already know what my favorite entree on the menu is because I've mentioned it what feels like 10 times. The chicken rigatoni. House-made pasta in a creamy, brown, truffle-y sauce with very tender shredded chicken. It's to die for. And since we're not ordering that tonight, I was between two different things on the menu. The sole, which sounds delicious, and the server behind me keeps recommending, and the table behind me got, and it looks so good. So I almost got that. But every time I cover a steak at a restaurant, everyone always asks if I've tried the filet from Topolino's, because it's apparently very good. I have not. So I figured tonight is the night that I finally try the Topolino's filet. This filet mignon is served with truffle mashed potatoes, broccolini, a sherry ragout, and a red wine bordelaise for $63. You guys may be right about this one. This steak looks so good, but honestly, what looks even better on this plate are these mashed potatoes. Why do they just look so luscious and creamy? I have to try them first. Like, you cannot tell me these do not just look like the most delicious mashed potatoes that you want to dive into ever. Oh my gosh, yeah. I think we're gonna be in for a treat, guys. Just the way they were presented on this plate really intrigued me, and as soon as I dug into them, yeah, You can smell the truffle, which I love truffle flavor. These might just be some of the best mashed potatoes at Disney World. Holy cow. That truffle flavor in there is perfect. I love truffle. If you don't like truffle, they did let me know you're able to just get like plain mashed potatoes with this. The truffle is perfect for me. It works in this so well. And the potatoes themselves, I feel like they probably put like pounds and pounds of butter in them because they're so, like I said, like they look luscious and creamy. There's a lot of restaurants that have really good mashed potatoes at Disney World. This is one of them. I can't get enough of these potatoes. Just give me a side of truffle mash and I'd be happy. And to go along with our mashed potatoes, we of course have our filet here. You can see this is a very thick, very huge filet. They oak grill it, which I hear gives it a lot of flavor. And you can see those grill marks on the side there. This looks good. I of course ordered it medium rare. Let's see how they did. Once I got through the top, it cut very well. I'd say that's pretty on point. Let's see if it lives up to the hype, guys. I've heard so much about it. Okay, I think it's safe to say I get the hype. You guys were right about this one. This is great. The meat itself is so tender. It really just kind of like breaks apart. I bet this is one of those fillets that you don't even need a steak knife for it. It truly just like slides through like butter. Cooked to perfection. I love the amount of salt on here. It's like salty, but in a good way. And the sauce on here, like this red wine sauce here, is great. And as good as that sauce is, I feel like it doesn't even need it because the steak itself has so much flavor from that oak grill that sauce or not, this would be a good steak. But the sauce kind of just takes it up another level. It's a huge cut. This is a very large steak. And I'm a fan. I don't know if it's better than Narcoossee's because right now Narcoossee's has my favorite filet, but it's up there. This might be number 2. This is really freaking good. But now we have a problem, guys, because I have 2 entrees on this menu that I really like. So I don't know what I'm going to get next time I come here. It makes things a little bit more difficult, unless I get the sole next time, to maybe have 3 entrees that I really like on this menu. So it makes it even more difficult. But you guys have to let me know. Have you tried the sole? Is it as good as it looks, as good as it sounds? And have you tried the filet here? Is it the best filet on property? I feel like a lot of you guys are probably going to say yes. And I wouldn't necessarily disagree. The sun has officially set here at Topolino's, and that means it's time for dessert. So we got the dessert menu here. They have a tiramisu creme brulee. They have a warm chocolate cake, an apricot glazed cheesecake, and then their plant-based dessert, this Fruits of the Forest. Guys, I'm struggling because I was set on getting the tiramisu creme brulee. That just sounds great. But now I'm between the warm chocolate cake as well because my server said it's so good and it's like a chocolate lava cake. It's going to be a game time decision. All right, so I ultimately decided to order the tiramisu creme brulee. This has a mascarpone creme brulee with espresso-soaked ladyfingers, coffee whipped panna cotta, and dark chocolate ganache for $15. You can see we've got those coffee-soaked ladyfingers on the bottom here, and then that mascarpone on top, and you could see like the fresh vanilla beans on the top there. This looks good. I love creme brulee and I love coffee flavored desserts. So this seems like perfect mix of the two. Oh yeah, you got that crispy top from the creme brulee and then the inside there, the mascarpone is so creamy. This is really tasty. The mascarpone creme brulee is really good. It's almost like a cross between a light, super creamy cheesecake and a creme brulee custard. So it's really good. I wish they maybe like infuse that a little bit with coffee because I can't really taste the coffee ladyfingers underneath. The only coffee flavor I'm getting is from this coffee panna cotta that they have on the side there. And I tried a bite with the coffee panna cotta and the creme brulee. and it's a great combo. But I wish there was a little bit more like coffee flavor in the actual creme brulee itself. You really got to dig into the panna cotta on the side to get all that coffee flavor. But when you do, it's really good. That bitter coffee flavor combined with the creamy mascarpone is truly great. And then you get that crunchy shell from the creme brulee as well. This is a really good dessert, yeah. I would definitely order this again. I love it. Well, that is going to do it for us here tonight at Topolino's. Like I said, I usually dine at Topolino's for breakfast, and I very rarely venture over here for dinner. But after tonight's meal, it was so good that I will definitely be back soon. And when it comes to breakfast versus dinner at Topolino's, they're two entirely different meals. I still think the breakfast is one of the best on property, and I do think the dinner has got to be one of the better restaurants on property as well. Let me know in the comments below whether you're a Topolino's breakfast or dinner person. I think I'm both a Topolino's breakfast and dinner person. Another thing I want to mention is they do also offer bar seating at Topolino's. So they have a full bar and they also have some tables outside of the bar. So if you're in Epcot or Hollywood Studios, or you're staying at one of the resorts along the Skyliner and you want a skyline over here for a quick bite to eat, this is a great place to do that. Again, in a more casual setting, maybe you just want an appetizer or drink or two. You could walk up to the bar there and have a great couple bites to eat and drinks. But for now, I will leave you guys here. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you to everyone over on Patreon. I appreciate your support. As always, if you enjoy honest Disney food reviews, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.